fresh tea. So it is certainly not
Ouch.
lukewarm. Ow.
It's piping hot.
Oh.
Now, why do they say piping? Is it because
For the
of heating pipes and they're hot to the touch?
piping hot. Ooh.
Like a pipe. I think so.
I have never thought of that, and I think you're absolutely onto something.
As do
Piping
I.
hot.
Piping hot.
Piping.
It's piping hot.
Peter Piper picked it out. So, how was your day?
Oh, it was fine.
Good. Very glum day today. It
Oh
was
my gosh,
so
yeah.
foggy.
Yeah, this morning so foggy, and then rain.
We had pretty hard rain.
That's something we
tonight.
can talk about. Raining cats and dogs. What?
Well, I don't know. It's
Picture it.
Sicily,
It's scary.
1909.
It actually rained cats and dogs. No, but that's like that movie that you like with Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Oh yeah.
You love that movie.
Yeah, I love it so
It's
much.
so cute. I had never seen it before I met you. It's so cute how much
thinking
you love
about
that movie.
Flintlock Wood.
What did you just say? You just sounded like one of your relatives in Geordieland. Did you guys know that Dan has relatives in such northern England that it's basically Scotland? And I, especially the first time I went to visit, could understand, like, I think I said to them, I understand 30% of what you're saying.
But
Yeah,
now,
I'm on.
if I say something like, "Jen, you gone down the pub like?"
You going down to the pub. Are you going down to the pub? That's what you said in
Very
English.
good. Are the bins to bed?
Have you put the babies to bed?
Jennifer.
Hello.
Put the bands to bed, then we're gone down the pub.
Swipe right. Wait, which one's the one where you like them?
I don't know. I never used.
Did you? You've never used a dating app.
You know what? I was about to pronounce it Twinder. That's how
Twinder.
unfamiliar I am with it.
Oh my God, Twinder, but for twins. This is okay. Trademarking it. Nobody can steal this because we are patenting Twinder.
Wait, so it's Tinder for twins?
It's for people who want to fuck twins.
Oh, that's a thing though.
I'm sure it
Have
is.
you heard about, like, I don't know if it's true, but it's a Facebook post, of like a guy who dated or is dating identical twins, and it's like they're a throuple. Yeah. I don't know if it's real or not. I just saw a picture.
There are so many questions that I don't want to ask about that. Like there are things I don't want to know. But that's
Really?
interesting. Isn't that incest? Anyway, whatever. Let's not talk about Twinder. Let's just invent it and make money off of it. End of story. But you never used a dating app. See, and my roommates at the time, right before I met you, like signed me up for Tinder. I think it was Tinder. And so I technically had an app, but I never met anyone through it.
Really?
Yeah, I never, like, I would chat with people sometimes because it was fun. Like, to swipe and stuff, it was fun. It was like, oh, these are people. These are real life people out there.
Wow.
What photos would you put in your Tinder profile if you were to create a Tinder profile today? Like, can you think off the top of your head, like, oh yeah, I'd totally put this photo of me in there?
What picture would I use?
I can think of so many pictures that I love of myself. Well, your Tinder profile is obviously of yourself.
I don't know.
This is me and my wife.
I feel so weird thinking about pictures of myself as like a profile picture. It's like
selling yourself.
'cause, like,
it's like product photography.
In a way, you're saying something like, this is what I think is my most valuable picture right now. And it's like some people, it's like a close-up up their nose.
It's not.
And some people, it's like a professional LinkedIn type of
Yes, that's
thing.
the worst. But you know what I actually saw in there, Dan? Like 90% of the guys on Tinder.
It was their cock.
Dan, no. It was them holding a fish.
No,
an actual fish, not a metaphor for a fish, a real fish. A gilly fish. Like with their shirt off, like fishing.
Because these were Canadian men.
Where do you think I was on Tinder? I live in Canada. Yes. What?
Tinder, eh?
You clearly have never been on a dating app.
Yeah.
Which is nice to know. So many of my couples nowadays, though, are like, I'm like, how'd you meet? And they're like, Bumble. And I'm like, that's cute. No, seriously, that's cool. I think it's cool.
What's the difference? Tinder and Bumble?
I think they're the same thing. I think there's a bunch of different apps.
Oh.
Did I ever tell you when I was in high school, my friend and I like made a fake dating profile on like Match.com or something, or Plenty of Fish. I think it was Plenty of Fish.
Fish again. It was called Plenty of Fish.
Have you never heard of Plenty of Fish?
I know of eHarmony.
Oh yeah, that was one too. Anyway, It was fun. The things you do as kids.
What was that site? Chat roulette.
That was so dirty, though.
Wasn't that so fucked
That's
up?
so gross. Like,
Chat
that was
roo-
legal,
So
I think.
the whole point of it was you go on chat roulette. You have the video camera.
What was the point of
like your
it?
laptop camera on you, and you just like click next, and it's just whoever is on it, and you just see each other from across the world. You just see each other and you talk. But of course, like you said, it was so unfiltered. Like you just end up seeing guys,
So many penises.
just guys jerking off right into the camera.
It's so gross.
I think I used it once with like a friend, and
Yeah.
we saw that immediately, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like,
This is
okay,
fucked up.
I'm good.
The only time I ever remember doing chat roulette was in the green room in university, like during a show. It was Sound of Music. And we were sitting there as like a cast dressed in like our nun habits, like our nun costumes, and we were doing chat roulette. And the people seeing us were like, what the fuck am I looking at?
Talk about a Edelweiss.
Did I ever tell you about the pranks we used to do in musical
Oh, I
theater in
love the
university?
story about your
Pissed
cue.
off the director.
Your cue was to go on stage with a note for somebody.
No, I come on stage with a tray.
Oh, and you
I was
put the note on the
fucking,
tray.
like butler girl in Sound of Music, and I was so pissed because I wanted a bigger part. Of course, everybody wants a bigger part. Anyway,
Can I just intervene? As long as I've known you, like you've always gotten such bullshit roles when you clearly are so talented and you
Except
have
that's
such
so
a
sweet.
great voice.
that's so sweet, but babe, clearly the fact that I keep getting shitty roles means that I'm not as good as I think I am.
No, but like, okay, you go ahead.
It's fine.
I
That's
could go
so
on a little
sweet of you to
tangent
say.
about.
But you know what I
Yeah.
think a part of it is the audition process, because auditioning made me so nervous. Like I would be such a nervous wreck at auditions, which is silly because it's not really like. But I mean, to be fair, if you're gonna go on stage and do a show, you're gonna be nervous. So I guess it is fair to. Anyway, yeah. In Sound of Music in university, I'm supposed to bring a tray on. I come out and I would put something different on the tray every night to like fuck with. It was
Right.
the Baroness and the dude, Captain Von Trapp. And I would bring something different out every time. And on the last night, I was like, I'm going to do something crazy. Because you'd always pull a prank on the last show.
Yeah.
That's like a thing that we did.
Yeah.
And so I did a bunch of macaroons arranged in a penis. And it was so gross. And there was like hairs on the balls. It was so ridiculous. Anyway, I bring it out and they cracked up laughing. And I was losing my shit backstage, and all of a sudden the stage manager, Ricky, comes over, and I think it was Ricky, and he's got a headset on so he can hear the director who's up at the back of the theater. And he goes, Karen wants to talk to you at during the...
Oh, Karen.
I almost said during halftime. I am not a theater kid anymore. During the intermission. And I was like, shit, because Karen, oh my God, Karen was just the best. Like, she was a single mom of 4, and I've never heard her raise her voice. She's one of those women that, like, her disappointment haunts you. She met me, and, like, I remember every part of this. We were in the staircase, and she just goes, like, I'm really disappointed.
Oh.
And I was just, like, my whole heart shattered. I was like, I fucked up. I fucked up. Because, like, to disappoint such a wonderful woman, but, like, I deserved it. But anyway, yeah. Oh, Karen, I love you.
I think of Charles on Brooklyn Nine-Nine with his son, where he's like, Captain, let me take care of this my way. And he's like, Nicolaj, I love you. I'm sorry, Dada.
I hope, like we were talking about in the last episode, I think, when you were like...
The
when you
one
just stare
other
at,
existing episode of the show.
right,
Yeah.
when you just when I just stare at Betty after she does something, I hope
yeah.
that's what she feels. I hope she's like, I'm sorry, Mama.
Tonight when it was bedtime and we had to
Yeah.
put her blocks in her, we have this like canvas bag that's full of like 100 plastic blocks, and she's usually good to...
Do you know what a bitch I am? I want it to be like it's 80.
Oh no.
You married me.
So then tonight, for whatever reason, she got the sillies and just wanted to be like, blah,
my
blah, blah,
God.
blah. And we're like, Betty,
But
it's
Dan, it
time
was
to put
so
the blocks
funny.
away.
And see, I'm laughing, and you're like, stop laughing. And I'm like, fuck. Because here's the thing. Another parenting thing. When I see her happy, I don't want to squash it.
Jen, this is the problem. We can't be contradicting each other's behavior
No, you're
to
right.
her.
You're so right.
And this is a situation where she needs to put the fucking blocks
well,
away.
hey, we got her to do it, didn't we? We got her to do it.
We did.
I just kept talking to her and trying to reason with her, and she's not even 2. So I think we did pretty good. Pretty well.
Ooh.
If my mom ever listens to this, she's going to do edits. You know that.
Yeah, she do good with block.
She do good with block.
And tonight is the first night she's wearing 2-piece pajamas.
Pajamas.
She's worn
Little Christmas
onesie
PJs.
pajamas her entire life, these 22 and a bit months.
You know, the things For people who aren't parents listening to stuff like this, they're probably like, who fucking cares? But the things that you start to care about when you're a parent are wild. Do you remember when she was first born? Like the first time she reached for a toy, I lost my damn mind.
The first time she lifted her arm, I
God.
wept. Like,
Being a
yeah.
parent is so weird.
Because, again, as a parent, it's like you made that.
Yeah.
It's you. It came out of you. And it's like, it's just so different from any other child before in your life.
Just kidding. I love all your babies. That actually goes into one of the points that I had written in my podcast note, which was, I'll paraphrase it because nobody knows what it says. I had a thought once, which is this.
You did?
Shut your delicious mouth.
Oh.
I had a thought once, and it was that I get to watch Phoebe, our dog's life from beginning to end.
Mm.
And while that's really difficult, it's also such a gift. And I started to think how I'm hopefully, like, right? That's what every parent wants to die before their children, right?
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully I don't get to see Betty's life from beginning to end. So, like, I'm not going to see Betty as an old lady. And that kind of bumps me out. Because I think it would be so, like, I want to see everything.
Well, you know, it's possible. Our generation has the potential to live well past 100.
I don't know. I eat a lot of crap.
You do. So maybe I'll be there as a 120-year-old, and
Okay.
she will be, wait, let me do the math. If I'm 127, she will be 100.
Perfect. And by then, you'll definitely be able to, like, send me Snapchats to the afterlife. So you can be like, here's
Which will
Betty.
be possible by then, probably.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's perfect. You stay alive and you send me shit to my ghost world and I'll get to see it. Oh, no, I'm definitely going to come back and haunt you guys.
Okay, let's talk about this.
Oh, can we talk about ghosts? Because
Okay, but let's segue into that by me saying, should we make an official pact on air that we will communicate to each other if we are existent past life? You know, when people do that?
100%. We're making a pact, but we have to do something very specific.
We have to make it specific.
Okay.
This is what I'm thinking.
So if one of us dies, just to explain this, because we just like understood each other without really explaining
Well,
what
can
we were
I just
talking
say, did you watch Celebrity Ghost Stories?
that was one of the first shows we watched together. Was Kenny versus Spenny and Celebrity fucking
I
Ghost
showed you
Stories.
Kenny versus Spenny.
No, my brother and I used to watch Kenny versus Spenny all the time.
Oh, sorry, you're right. There's an
By
episode.
the way, we met Kenny versus Spenny. I mean, Kenny and Spenny.
We could
the
talk about
people.
that later,
Okay,
yeah.
go on.
There's an episode with Rue McCallaghan.
Oh my God, yes.
Blanche.
Blanche.
Blanche from Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Rue McCallaghan or something.
Yeah.
It was her episode, and her story was her best friend died. He died suddenly.
Yeah.
But they had made a pact to communicate years earlier through electricity.
Yes.
And so she kind of forgot this until he died. And she was, I think it was like immediately after the funeral, she's home. It's the middle of the night. And she's like, I forget his name. Let's just call him Bob. She's like, Bob, she's just sitting in her living room. Bob, if you're there, tell me. And she said suddenly, and they reenacted this in the episode, all of her electrical stuff, lights, all the lights
Stop.
flickered, everything flip, flip, flip,
That's
flip,
insane.
and then it suddenly stopped after 5 seconds.
That's like in Matilda. That is wild and amazing. And that brings us into the conversation that we wanted to talk about, which is ghosts.
Well,
Because-
we need to figure out our thing, though.
What thing?
How we're going to
Oh my
communicate
God, you're
if
so
one
right.
of us
See,
dies.
I go on. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, let's do that first. Okay, so if
She's
one
an
of us,
air sign. I'm a earth sign.
I'm a water. I'm a what? I'm a
Well,
Pisces. I'm so
I'm
water.
I'm so sorry. But am I a ground?
Yeah.
I'm a ground Pokemon?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Waves.
So,
Water.
when one of us dies,
Yes. Which I hopefully die before you because I will not be able to handle your death.
oh, I'll be fine.
I've told you
When
that
one
before.
of us dies,
Excuse me?
what should we do? Should we do an
Right.
electrical thing? Should we do...
I think it has to be more specific than that.
I want it to be so specific.
Me too.
But we can't make it too specific, so it's like, if it's not feasibly possible at the time, it's like we
Right.
can't do it.
Oh yeah.
So
But I don't know what kind of abilities I'm gonna have when I'm a ghost. What will my powers be? This comes back to Pokemon.
Exactly.
What will my move be? Will I be able to electricity? Will I be able to open doors and close doors? Creak stairs. See, I don't want to creak stairs because that can all be explained. It's got to
Yeah.
be something that cannot be explained away.
Well,
Although skeptics like you find a way to explain anything away. We'll get into Ghost Adventures. Okay.
skeptics find a way.
Jeff.
Okay, so you're not into the electrical thing.
I think we should knock something over. Okay, a picture of us.
Both of us.
A picture of both of us. We will knock it over.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, it can't be like years later. It's got to be very soon after the
of course.
death or whatever it is.
But I don't know what happens after. Like, is there like an initiation? Is there like a period where like you're training? Like, there's a ghost that's training you to be a ghost. Because like, how are you supposed to know what to do? Oh my God. Or will it be like, oh my God, what was that movie with Nicole Kidman? And it was basically The Sixth Sense, but it was Nicole Kidman was dead. The Others. Do you remember that movie?
I've heard of it.
You've never seen The Others? Oh, I just spoiled it. Spoilies. No spoilies.
Spoilies.
Okay, I have forgotten about that movie for like over a decade.
The Others?
Yeah. It was basically The Sixth Sense. They didn't know they were dead. Spoiler. Anyway.
Oh, no.
Anywho, can we talk about Ghost Adventures? Oh, also, by the way, I checked and there are not new episodes of Ghost Adventures coming out yet, but they're filming new episodes right now because they're all posting about it.
All right.
They're at Disneyland today or Universal or something.
At the Haunted Mansion?
Maybe. Yeah.
So they're currently filming new episodes of Ghost Adventures.
So there's a show called Ghost Adventures that I'm obsessed with, and Dan only watches it with me when he's high because when he's high, he thinks it's amazing.
Yeah, Hi Dan is the biggest believer of everything that's ever happened in the world.
But when you're sober, it's such a bummer because you're like, oh.
Yeah, it's a real 180 experience.
Okay,
yeah.
but that wasn't me.
That was me.
Oh, thank God. Yeah. I was like, that's it.
I just bumped
They're
the
here.
table by accident.
They're here. We've called them in. What if this accidentally turned into a seance, this podcast right now? What if we listen to the podcast back and there's like other voices? Do you think that's ever happened?
I mean, that would...
Guys, want to know something funny? I taught Betty to do the East Coast thing. Yeah. She does it now.
No,
it's so
Jen.
funny. You've heard her do it, right?
No, I don't want to hear
God,
it because
so
I just do not understand it. It's like
cute.
you interrupt yourself exhaling to inhale a yes.
It's just a thing.
Yeah.
It's just a thing.
And it's so shocking. It's like, hey, Jen, do you want to do this thing later? Yeah, sure. And we can do this as well. Yeah. And then what about this? Yeah. And I do a Kramer where I like fall straight back onto the ground. Like, what the fuck? I don't understand it at all.
I love it.
Anyway.
Okay, Ghost. So Dan is a skeptic when he's
No,
sober.
I don't know about skeptic. It's just, for me, it's like, I need to have my own personal experience to say I am a quote-unquote believer.
I think that's fair.
Right now, I am just perfectly in the middle of, I don't know what's happening. I can't explain it, but I'm not going to call it or define it anything.
Right. There's no proof or disproof for some of these things.
But I've seen things on Ghost Adventures specifically where it's like, I cannot explain that. And that is cool. Like, what I'm looking at is crazy.
Oh,
like
totally.
a door slamming shut or lights being turned on. Or there was an episode where a ball bounced across the room. And it was like, there's nobody else in this. They locked themselves in the house or
and
whatever
they work
it is.
so hard to debunk things that you're like, okay, this
is
not
why
fake.
we both really respect and love this show, is because it's these guys. It's not some huge Hollywood production.
Yeah,
it's just these guys with their cameras. They lock themselves in the property in the middle of the night.
And they care so much.
They make an effort to debunk, like, yo, that door moved. Yo, is the AC on?
They do say yo and bro.
Is there a
and dude a lot.
draft?
It's
What's going
amazing.
on? And they will sometimes be like, debunked.
I think I say bro and dude because of them, because of that show. I do. I truly do.
But yeah, we love Ghost Adventures as a show because
Yeah.
it's such a grounded, serious approach to ghost hunting.
Which sounds like an oxymoron. But anyway, I just wanted to say how we had also talked about how crazy it is that there are people who have these crazy experiences. Like we were saying, you move into a house and a kid, like a 5-year-old kid, starts talking to someone. They know their name. They know what they look like. They know how they died. And then you find out that someone actually lived in the house.
And it all matches.
And it's like
that's
too
crazy
much.
to me
That's
as
too
well.
much to be a coincidence. It's too much.
But it's technically possibly a incredible
what are the
coincidence.
chances? One in
like
a trillion.
It's still a chance. That's the point. I know you hate it. But yeah, I just so
What was that?
I know I would certainly be scared to experience it, but like I just so desperately want my own experience just to be like, okay, I had my own encounter.
See, and I don't know if I
in
actually
real
want.
life.
I do want to encounter one, but at the same time, I think I know I would be so fucking terrified.
Yeah.
And I was also telling you about how in Florida last week, I woke up in the middle of the night feeling like there was somebody else in the room with me, and it freaked me out, and I had to turn the lights on.
Yeah.
And like that's happened to me multiple times in my life. Not a lot, but like once a year-ish, like in different places. It's freaky.
I just remembered when you had your place on Sherbourne in Toronto soon after we got together.
Yeah.
And it was just like a studio apartment.
Yeah, like
just
one room and a bathroom and a kitchen.
You had one of those monkeys with the Velcro
Yeah.
hands that like wrapped around
Where
things.
is that? Oh, it's probably in with her toys.
So one night, one of the first nights there, I just woke up in the middle of the night and I stare forward across the room where the curtain
I don't
was.
think you've ever told me this.
And the curtain rod and the curtain was there. And like next to the curtain was this figure.
Oh, God.
And like, it's pitch black, but my
Yeah.
eyes are just starting to adjust. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
That happens to me all the time when I wake up and my eyes are adjusting.
It's just like a long, slender
Yeah.
shape. And I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And I'm just staring wide-eyed at it for
Yeah.
at least 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm too scared to get up. I'm like, is that an animal? Is that a
happens
possum?
to me all the time.
It was the fucking monkey.
Yeah.
Because I didn't remember you had put it there on
Yeah.
the side of the curtain rod.
That happens to me with our bathroom door sometimes. I wake up and it just looks like a figure. It's so freaky. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I know I felt the way of like, I'm too terrified to move.
Yeah.
But I want it to be real. I don't want it
And
to
it's
be a
never been
toy
real.
monkey.
You don't want it to be a toy monkey?
Yeah.
Ghost hunting was fun though. Like when we went ghost hunting in Italy with Meg, that was fun.
Yeah, that was okay. I want to do like legit what they do on Ghost Adventures. I want to
Yeah.
be
But that
in-
equipment's expensive.
I want to be, well, what I mean is I want to be in a place like
Locked
in the
in.
middle of the night,
Oh,
locked in. There's nobody else around.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to do.
That way you can't explain anything away either. Like if there's nobody there, you can't be like, oh, there could be somebody down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the professionals have the advantage, but
Yeah.
you know, we do make an effort to stay in haunted hotels when we travel.
Yeah.
Like that place in St. Andrews is
Yeah.
well creepy.
Isn't it cool?
It's really
All the
cool.
places there are so cool. One of the places, the Algonquin, where we have stayed in St.
Yeah.
Andrews, Stephen King stayed there for a winter before he wrote The Shining. It's not the hotel that he wrote The Shining in, but he stayed there
But
for a
it's
winter.
what directly inspired
And they
The
asked
Shining.
to film the movie there, and they were like, no, it'd be bad for business,
Yeah.
which is hilarious now. I want to
love-
go to Colorado because of that movie.
I love the movie fact that in The Shining, that entire the whole hotel in the movie was a set in a studio built
Right.
from scratch.
Right.
There was no real hotel.
Yeah.
Except for the outside
The
shots.
outside shot, yeah.
But everything inside was completely built from scratch.
That's crazy. But I knew that because of that blood scene that they had like one take to do.
Yeah.
The big blood scene.
That's a movie I watched Stoned several months ago. And this is why I think it is one of the scariest movies of all time. Sure, I was stoned, but like I
But
watched
still.
a Stoned. It was genuinely so scary because of the pacing,
Yeah.
how it
Oh,
is
yeah.
a slowly
And the
paced
music.
movie and it's creepy, but like
Score.
when those moments happen,
Yeah.
it's like actually really scary.
For me, that movie was The Ring. Like when I was a teenager.
I don't know if I could handle The Ring high.
I watched The Ring high with my brother in Sydney one time, and it was It was probably the first time I ever got high for real, and I was way too high, and it was so bad. And all I remember thinking is my head's gonna fall off, so I had to put a pillow behind my head because I thought it was gonna like break off of my head, my neck. Yeah, getting too stoned is the worst. Not the worst, but it's bad.
You know what? I feel so thankful that I'm one of those people where I've hardly ever had a negative experience with weed.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
But I also think it has to do with your demeanor because you are not an anxious person.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of bad trips come from, is when you have too much anxiety, and sometimes weed can just amplify that. But can we go back to The Shining, because I also wanted to talk about child actors.
Oh, sure.
And
That guy's a lawyer. He's like a normal dude
Yeah.
now. He's got a practice, I think.
now that kid isn't one of those actors that you're like, wow, because he was pretty like stone-faced the whole movie. We were talking about Elliot from E.T., like that kid and his audition and just like his acting abilities.
His viral audition tape on the internet.
And how wild it is to me. Child
and
actors.
Drew Barrymore?
Oh my God, yeah. And Jodie Foster. And just like, yeah. And Dakota Fanning. She's probably one of the most impressive for me as a child actor.
Yeah.
Just like the self-awareness a child has to be able to act like that blows my mind.
It's someone like
Most adults don't even
Dakota
have that.
Fanning, who had such charisma as
my
like
God.
A 6-year-old.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And she's working to this day, and she's a woman now.
Did you know that my mom took me to an audition for a movie, and I got it when I was a child, and I was going to play like the serial killer's daughter in The Ripper, and my mom got a part in the movie. She was like a host. Did I now tell you this? But
my mouth has been open this whole time, by the way.
And they didn't have time. They didn't have time to film my scene, so they were just going to use a photo of me or something, and then my mom didn't even get that in time.
Was this like a legit Hollywood movie?
I don't think so. It was filmed in Moncton.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Calm down, honey. But my mom is in it. She's on IMDb.
I'm on IMDb.
Me too. Ooh. Wait, what are you on IMDb for?
For Tiffany's web series that I directed.
Oh.
Yeah. I recently rewatched My Neighbor Totoro.
What's that?
The anime movie.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, Jen. It's such an amazing movie. You know the movie Spirited Away?
Did you try so hard not to do that thing where you're like, you haven't seen that?
No, but I'm just sad that you know the movie Spirited Away.
I have not seen it, but I've heard of it.
It's the same guy who wrote and directed that. Okay. This is before that. It's called My Neighbor Totoro. I always mispronounce Totoro.
How is it spelled?
My Neighbor Totoro.
Okay.
And the English dub, because it's about two little girls, two sisters, the English dub, I didn't realize, was Dakota and Elle Fanning.
Oh,
when they were teeny tiny. This is from like, the English dub was from like the late 90s.
That's so cute.
Or early 2000s.
I love them.
I'd seen it so many times, and I never thought to look
sisters?
It up and be like, whoa, it's them.
The Fannings, like the Olsens. They're just like power siblings.
The Olsens.
Like the Gyllenhaals. Come on. What else you got?
Which...
the Quaids.
Oh, don't get me started on those Quaids. Those Quazy Quaids. Which celebrity family has the most active actors right now? Is it like the Skarsgårds?
Oh, the Skarsgårds are good.
Because it's the dad and like three sons.
Right.
The Hemsworths, I think there's like 3 brothers or 4 brothers. Yeah.
I only know of 2.
Well, I think one of them is more Australian based. The other 2, Chris and Liam,
wouldn't that
broke
suck
into
to have
Hollywood.
Such a famous sibling?
I'd be fine with it. It's like...
Oh, I was talking about Taylor Swift's brother with your mom the other day. I was like, what
Taylor Swift has a brother?
Yeah, and he's like a musician. I think he's an actor. Swift. She has a brother.
She write any songs about him?
You can go shove it. Your disrespect of Taylor Swift.
I do not disrespect her.
You done do. Why is her Wikipedia not coming up? Oh, it's right there.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Stop. Okay. Relatives. Austin Swift.
Austin Swift.
He's a Pisces. Oh my God. Born the year after me? Is he single? Jokes. He is a producer and actor.
Okay.
Speaking of actors that were cast away, I wonder what Will Smith's up to. Although he did do a big movie recently. Because he did that Bad Boys, or what was it?
Yeah, it was the Bad Boys sequel.
But I also feel bad,
But
honestly,
since then, that was like several months ago, like nothing from him. Like he hasn't been in any. He used to do like 2 things a year.
I know, yeah, he took a big break. And I hear he went to like, I don't know if it was not rehab, but like a retreat, like to like figure himself out. Because he was going through a lot of shit. And that's why I feel kind of bad. Because if a normal person, like not a celebrity, I was going through a lot of shit. Like him and his wife, I don't think are together anymore. Like I think there was a lot of stuff going on there.
They weren't together when the Oscars happened.
Right. So there's that, and then he also talked about shit with his mom being physically abused, and he never like could stand up for her because he was a child. So like he had all this crap going on in his psyche when that happened. So like if that happened at like some Christmas party, that's like okay, that happened, but it happened on the world stage, and I feel bad for him.
You could not have had more human beings on Earth see that happen.
Because I love the Fresh Prince. That show is still so good. I want to show Betty that show when she's like, of appropriate age. Because I loved that show growing up.
I miss sitcoms so much.
Those quality sitcoms, like when we were kids, like the Family Channel and the Disney Channel and all that, like YTV.
Like, I'm not talking just good sitcoms. I'm talking sitcoms.
Are there no more sitcoms?
I mean, technically they're on TV, but nobody watches them, and no thought or genuine thought or effort are put into them anymore because all the focus is on these single Netflix story, long format stories. And it's like, I miss being able to just put on a show and each episode is just sitcom situation. It's a different situation. It's the same people.
Situational comedy. I forget that's what it stands for.
You grow with them. You get comfortable with them. You relate to them.
Do you remember that?
Don't get that with shows these days. It's just, I'm sorry. I'm passionate about this. But.
Do you remember that time I realized that convenience store meant a store for your convenience? That's how I just felt realizing
we were
that
driving,
sitcom is situational comedy.
We were driving in the city, like on some random road like Sherborne or Jarvis or something, and we passed a convenience store where it had the big word convenience on the top, and like neither of us said anything, but you were just looking out the window and you just turned to me and you were like, oh my God, Dan, convenience store.
But there's so many things that you don't think about. You just know. And then all of a sudden you really think about it. And
it's
you're
like
whoa.
A glass shattering moment of like, whoa, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more out there. I feel like I had one recently, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah, it's something like, situation comedy, sitcom.
Yeah.
In the previous episode when it was like, it's called a pilot because...
Right. Well, we still don't really know. We had theories.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's because it's the first in the air
Google.
on air. Okay, here we go.
I've only Googled 2 things so far this whole episode. Why is the first episode called... Wait, does the second episode have a name? If the first episode is called a pilot, I bet the second episode has a name.
First officer.
Okay, the first episode of a TV series is called a pilot because it serves as a test run for the show.
I don't know. Roger. What's your vector, Victor?
Is there a name for the second episode? I think they should all have names. No. The AI for you goes, no.
I really appreciate AI for Googling stuff.
I don't know. It annoys me. No, it's good.
Well, before it would just give you like a copy and paste from something random.
That's true.
Now Google compiles everything together and is like, here is what it is.
Yeah. I'm just like an old man with AI where I'm like, change. I don't like it. I don't trust it. It's like when old people don't use online banking. They like go to the bank. And I'm like, what's a bank? That's me with AI.
Well, you want to hear something? Well, you know this, but our podcast theme song I made with AI.
That blows my mind. And you didn't have to pay for it.
There is an AI site for songs that's completely free. And you just type in the prompt of, I want pop punk. And this is the title. And here are some, although we didn't have lyrics, but you can just say, I want these lyrics. And it will come up with a full-length song.
Does that not make you sad that artists are going to go out of style because AI is just going to do all the music?
I've already given up on artists like 10 years ago, so
I'm not
bothered by it. Well, we had about 45 years of quality music. So.
Did we? How old are you?
Well, we did. Well, like from the early 50s to the mid 90s, I think, and that's a lot of music.
God.
So.
Are you discounting one of my favorite decades of music, the 2000s?
Oh no.
2000 to 2010? Are you joking?
Well, I'm talking about like whatever.
Oh, come on. So bangers.
Now we have
As Becca would say, they go hard.
Our theme song now is an AI generated one, but we are planning on composing our own original, actually worked on theme song.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm going to do it eventually. We just didn't have the time.
You're going to write us a theme song?
Yeah, I just didn't have the time to do the whole process before we wanted to start this. So I'm like, AI can just do it real quick, something nice and easy that'll last like the first season or something.
The first season?
And
how many episodes are we going to do in a season?
Sitcoms would have one theme song for like the first season and then upgrade to a new theme song sometimes. Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Name 5. That was a reference to Santa Claus 2.
That 70s
if you don't
show.
Know that, you're not our friend.
It was the same song, but that 70s show updated the quality of the song.
Oh, but yeah, they kept the same song.
Yeah, but it was like re-recorded to sound better.
Okay.
If you
Remastered?
if you listen to season 1,
it was
it's like
Taylor's version.
Oh, for the love of God.
Why do you hate her so much? Is it all jealousy or is there something else in there?
I don't hate her. But
you act like you hate her.
Honestly, it's mostly because I know it gets a rise out of you.
Well, crossing my arms.
La-di-da, Dan. La-di-da. I think now's a good time to get into the topic of couples counseling.
Is that our segue?
Might as well be.
Yeah, we wanted to talk about how much we love couples therapy.
Yeah. Last episode, which feels like a year ago.
It was a long time ago.
We talked a lot about parenting in that episode. So now we're going to shift to some marriage stuff.
Shift gears.
So Jen and I, when we had Betty, first of all, before Betty, we were fine. We didn't feel like we had any major issues that needed resolving. But then Betty was born.
It sounds like you're fully blaming Betty.
Well,
why did your parents get divorced? Was it your fault?
Well, this is the thing.
That's from Daddy's Home too. Come on.
When Betty was born, and there's suddenly this huge weight of responsibility between the two of us.
She only weighed like 10 pounds.
But then suddenly...
Can you add in sound effects? But that'd be so cute.
Then suddenly you and I were getting shorter with each other.
Well, yeah, of course. It's very natural. It's the lack of sleep. It's the...
Yeah.
You're touched out. You're mentally checked out. It's
we noticed it. And we're like, we don't like this. What is this?
Yeah.
And so after a few months, we're like, okay, what's going on? And so we were inspired by
Crystal and
our
Steph.
close friends, Crystal and Steph, who said to us how the moment they got together, they just immediately started couples counseling just for the sake of we're going to be our best constantly.
Isn't that beautiful?
And like I said, it inspired us. So we're like, let's just do couples counseling, see what's going on here. And after one session, it was
amazing.
So amazing.
If anyone wants a recommendation, our guy's amazing. So come ask us. Although he's probably fully booked.
Yeah, we won't say his name now, but...
Well, his name's John. They might not find
well, we won't say
John.
the practice's name. But yeah, John, after one session...
We love him.
It was absolutely incredible.
And it's not just for us, although it obviously has benefited us, but as individuals have grown exponentially since we started going to him. It's like, wow, cracked us right open.
And before that, we had done our own individual therapy sessions for different reasons, and that was awesome. But to do couples counseling is like individual therapy, but the fact that your significant other is sitting right next to you and has a front row seat to all of this being unraveled.
Well, also, he does always connect.
And he does end up connecting
and how
it all
do you
at
feel
the end.
Hearing what they just said? Yeah, that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. It like helps you understand each other better and ourselves better. It's like...
And let's just talk about how sad it is that to this day, there is still a stigma about therapy in general. It's like, oh, something has to be wrong with you to go to therapy.
I was watching Gilmore Girls. I know that was a while ago now. But, like, yeah, the mom on Gilmore Girls was like, why do you want him to see a therapist? There's nothing wrong with him. Yeah. And it's like, oh, honey.
Yeah, they're like not too long ago, like a decade ago, it was like the idea of going to therapy was like, oh, there's something wrong.
That's why I have
like
hope.
Suicidal, or your parent died, or your child died, like something terrible happened to you.
Or just trauma, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I have a little bit of hope for our generation, because I think most of us, or a lot of us at least, are going to therapy, and which means our kids will be able to go to therapy, and I think it'll just get better, hopefully.
And I always like to think of that, I call it a meme, but it was just, again, something I saw on social media once, an image that I think perfectly explains psychotherapy, which is like the general, like stereotypical kind of therapy. It's a profile of the two people sitting opposite each other, like the therapist and the patient, and opposite chairs. Profile. Above the patient is a ball of string that's all tangled up, and a thin line across to the therapist above their head, and it's a perfectly woven spool that's all tidy and clean. And that really is all therapy is about. It's just, they are professional listeners.
It's like a massage therapist for your mind.
That's actually an incredible analogy.
Thank you.
Yeah, therapists are just professional listeners. Some people go to therapy literally just to vent.
Oh, absolutely.
Because there's just so much going on. They just want to get it out and vent.
And someone who's objective, like someone who doesn't know all the people you're talking about.
And I call them professional listeners because with my therapist currently, who I haven't seen her in a month, but like I'll probably go back to her at some point. But like you just talk to her explaining, oh, this is what happened today.
And they ask the right questions to make you realize things.
Yeah. And she's like, Dan, you use the word struggling with. Tell me what you mean by that. And then their skill is to listen for specific words in specific places, and like you said, they ask the best questions at the best times.
Yeah.
They don't give you answers.
No.
They just kind of
They help you find the answer.
Like with the imagery of the yarn being spooled, it's like they just help you.
They're like a metal detector.
They help you see your thoughts more clearly.
And your epiphanies are pieces of metal stuck inside your mind.
Nice.
And they are detecting them.
So anyway, yeah, we just wanted to give a shout out to couples therapy and therapy in general, because nothing has to be wrong. Like, any person listening right now could just go to therapy and just benefit.
I think honestly all our friends have therapists, which is so nice.
I was about to say after one episode, after one session.
After one episode of therapy. Oh, there are definitely therapy podcasts.
Yeah, and those are great. Probably. I haven't listened to them, but like I can only imagine.
I listened to one that Crystal sent me once. We listened to it in the car.
Oh, right.
It was very good.
Yeah.
We have so many topics we could branch off with. We could do movie reviews. We could do ghost hunting podcasts. We could do couples therapy podcasts. We are not equipped to do any of those things, but
well, we keep it general, so people are like, ooh, what are they going to talk about next?
Yeah, that's what everyone's thinking. They're like, oh my God, what are they going to talk about? I'm so excited.
Yeah.
But eventually we could like ask our audience, what do you want us to talk about, right? And then we could get ideas from them.
Oh, you know what I just remembered? We teased this at the end of the previous episode.
The Kratt Brothers.
Our viral video.
It's completely slowed down.
Oh.
Yeah. We got to just over 400,000 views.
Wow.
And
That's
then,
still
yeah,
amazing.
it's like nothing now.
So this past Halloween, I think it was Jen's idea initially. As a family, as a trio with little Betty.
Yeah, 430,000.
Our family Halloween costume was Zaboomafoo and the Kratt Brothers. If you're not familiar, the Kratt Brothers they still have the TV show, but this is back in the day, like nostalgia. They had a TV show about animal education, and they had a puppet lemur named Zaboomafoo.
It was a real lemur for parts of the show.
Yeah, when it would move and like hop away,
Yeah.
it was real.
Yeah.
But when it was sat there on the ledge,
Yeah,
it was like,
puppet.
I am Zaboomafoo. And the Kratt Brothers would talk with him. And
I
so
loved that show.
you and I dressed as the Kratt Brothers, which is just like khaki shorts and...
A blue top and a green top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Betty was in a lemur costume.
Although, as two people pointed out, it was the wrong kind of lemur. Excuse
Oh, yeah, it's
me.
like Zaboomafoo is not a ring-tailed lemur.
It was
Zaboomafoo is a sifaka.
I was
Sifaka.
like, sifaka you.
Yeah, see, fuck yourself. Because, like, it's just a lemur costume. Like,
How many lemur costumes do you think are out there?
If it was truly so bad, you wouldn't recognize the costume. Boom, mic drop.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love how passionate you are.
This is the thing about people commenting on social media. It's like, it's just for the, and I'm not going to say it's everybody, but like when people comment like that,
Yeah.
it's for the attention. And
Yeah.
when the way she said it, she's like, my boyfriend wants you to know.
Oh my God, yes. That was so bad.
It's for the attention.
Yeah, you know what the scariest part for me is like local Facebook groups, because anytime I've ever tried to post in one of those for any reason, I just and I've seen it happen to everyone else. It's not just me. Somebody starts attacking you. People start attacking you. One little thing you said, or somebody misunderstands something.
Those people don't go to therapy.
Oh, honey P, no. Yeah, they got issues. They need tissues. Yeah, it's bad.
If you have an issue, here's a tissue.
Yeah, it's a scary place, that internet's.
Yeah.
Them there on the line.
Well, hey, chat roulette, am I right?
Oh my God. Bringing it back to chat roulette.
Yeah, so it's capped off at about 400,000. That's when
430.
you told me it was on track to hit 100,000, I'm like, okay, we're rich, we're famous, we're going to move out into Hollywood. This is it.
No, it's nothing to TikTok. But yeah.
Nothing to TikTok about.
Oh. The likes, okay. It has 52.5 thousand likes.
Wow.
Isn't that cute?
So sorry, the video itself was us recreating the opening sequence of the show.
To be clear, we did not recreate anything. It hasn't. I don't even remember what the opening sequence of the show was. We just used the theme song and kind of like acted it out.
Well, no, it
for
was.
15
It was like
seconds.
the opening was the two guys seeing Zaboomafoo in the distance and following him as the Zaboomafoo.
See, I don't even remember that. But I mean, it makes sense because that's what the song says. But anyway, yeah. It was fun. It was cute. All I wanted out of this was the Kratt Brothers to say, This is
How
cute.
many comments were
So
there
many
where people were like,
tagging the Krat
hash
brothers.
or at Krat Brothers, look at this, check this out,
Yeah.
and not a single thing from those
Nothing.
guys.
Well, it's
so,
not like they run those accounts. You know, they've got
No.
people for that.
yeah.
But I think they're such cute guys too. They're like
And
they've
Betty,
both been married
Betty
for like 20
was
years.
so cute in that costume.
Oh my god, her waddle.
God. Her little
Everybody
waddle.
died at that video. There's like a waddle.
Oh, speaking of Betty, you know what I was thinking?
That we should go wake her up. Cuddle time.
Oh, no.
Oh, no,
I'll be out the door if you do that. There'll be a Dan-shaped hole in that door. But with Betty...
Can you imagine, though, the force it would take to break through a door? Yeah, you would never.
Anyway.
The Kool-Aid Man does it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And how does he not break? He's made of glass. Has no one ever thought this?
Oh, it's a convenience store all over again. You just blew my mind. How
He's made of glass.
did he not... Is he like 10 inches thick? Oh, wait,
whoa. I know what I'm dreaming about tonight.
Let me just take that mic.
Kool-Aid Man. Grandma's chicken salad. Wait, he doesn't even have a pelvis.
Let's just stop right there. So with Betty... because she's almost 2 now. We have 2 years of videos and pictures of her that we look back regularly. And I'm thinking, her face is getting real.
Oh, yeah, you said that the other day.
Her face is forming, like it's a really formed face now.
And you think when you look back at our childhood baby pictures and you're like, oh, yeah, that is what I look like now. I'm like, she's going to look like she does now when she's an adult. But
like pictures of her, videos of her when she was 6 months old or a year old, her face was so much flatter and not as formed. And now I look at her, I'm like, she's a little person.
She was Quagmire when she was born. Do you remember her cheeks?
Oh, yeah, when they held her like by the nape of the neck. And
yeah, by under her chin, her little Quagmire.
They pushed her cheeks up and she looked like Quagmire.
Back to the Kool-Aid Man, because I'm not done with him. Have you ever had like sexual feelings for a cartoon? Because I'm pretty sure Becca has talked to me about. Really?
Yeah.
Who? Jessica Rabbit. I feel like that was a big one.
No, I didn't see that till later on.
I think Becca was fully into Simba.
Oh.
Like as a child, when she was a child.
Okay.
She was like, damn, Simba. Although she knew it was JTT, who like, oh my god, please, yes. We were all into JTT. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, that is.
I don't think he's attractive.
Okay.
His voice is attractive. He's got an attractive voice.
Okay, but like think of in Home Improvement when he's like 17 and he like right before he leaves the show, he's hot shit. Now, don't get me wrong, he's super short. But like when I was younger, when I was a teenager, he was so hot.
Elastigirl from The Incredibles.
See, I was never into that movie either.
Yeah.
Is it because she's flexible?
Jen. Come on.
At least that makes sense.
I don't
know if I was ever into a cartoon.
This might be close number 2, but Meg from Hercules.
See, that's another movie I never really watched.
Oh, wow.
I know the song.
See, I know you're 3 or almost 4 years older than me, but like some things just completely.
Oh yeah, we missed.
Past you.
That's like The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. I never saw it.
Wow.
Because I was past that
So
age.
the character Meg from Hercules, she's like all sassy and sarcastic and dry and like, yeah, whatever. And of course the way she's animated.
Oh yeah, all those chicks, their proportions are so off. It's like you would fall over, girl.
Well, she was more of a hip gal.
Are you a butt guy? No, you're a boob guy.
No, I'm a booby guy.
A booby guy.
Yeah, booby.
You know what I think is the funniest joke when I see it on TV? When a kid spells boob on a calculator. I always laugh.
Did you do the specific thing in school with your calculator where it's like, you type this all down on the calculator? Miss 69 had too many boobs. 51 to be exact. She went to see Dr. X.
Let me stop you right there.
times,
Dan, I got like 95.
8 surgeries and then you turn upside down and it said boobless.
Yeah. I had like a 95 in intensive math. So no, I didn't do that because I was good at school. How about you?
Yeah, so back to being sexually attracted to animated characters. You know what was another one for me?
Do I want to know? Was it Miss Frizzle? Because she hot.
With the frizz? Yeah.
No way. Oh, yeah, girl. Yeah, baby. By the way, are they has anyone ever talked about doing a live action Magic School Bus? Because why the fuck not? And also, I can totally see Kate McKinnon playing Miss Frizzle.
Actually, didn't I hear if it was going to happen, it was going to be what's her face? Diana Ross's daughter, who's an actress.
Action. Really?
Yeah, she was in that show Blackish.
School Bus. Oh yeah, I never saw that.
I thought I saw some kind of Hollywood report about like she was in talks.
It's in development.
With her or just the show? By the way, I don't like all these live action things.
No, me neither.
So I don't really care to keep talking about this.
Produced by Elizabeth Banks, and she's going to play Miss Frizzle. That's good.
Oh, I like her.
I know you do. But she'd actually be good at that.
I just don't like... Oh my god, did you see the trailer for the live action How to Train Your Dragon, Jen?
No, I just saw the images comparing.
It's just so depressing.
Yeah.
And I know that's a heavy word, but like...
I loved How to Train Your Dragon.
You know what I'm thinking? Is like Disney's done a bunch of these, and now How to Train Your Dragon is DreamWorks.
Yeah.
You know what else DreamWorks did?
Shrek.
Can you imagine if How to Train Your Dragon live action does so well?
No.
They green light Shrek live action. Like, I feel like people would actually protest. Because it's, first of all, just
Like,
these
we have
in
nothing
general
else
is
to
just
protest.
fucking bullshit.
But Mike Myers could do it.
Yeah, I just...
It'd be like Fat Bastard.
Like I'm
all over
seeing,
again.
I've seen these clips of How to Train Your Dragon live action, and it's literally the same. Like when he meets Hiccup, the dragon, it's shot for shot the same scene.
What's the point?
Exactly.
It's like your mom says, when somebody covers a song, they better do it different.
That's why I at least respected some of them, where it's like tonally they're different. It's like we actually, the one and only live action remake that we saw was The Jungle Book.
Oh, yeah.
It was one of the first ones.
Yeah.
And we were just like, okay, let's go see it.
Yeah.
And tonally, it was quite different.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good movie.
I never really liked The Jungle Book, the cartoon version.
But since then, I'm like, what are they doing?
I know.
They just are they're doing Lilo and Stitch.
Well, it's for money.
It's just so sad. It's just so... And this is the thing for me. It's Disney with their live action remakes and shoving Marvel and superheroes down our throats, taking up all the space in movie theaters.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they're all going to be on Disney Plus like 6 weeks later anyway.
Yeah.
And so it's these things that are killing original movies that you and I make an effort to go see.
Yeah.
Like the recent...
But a lot of them suck.
They do all suck, but we still make an effort, although some of them don't suck.
Were you thinking of Afraid?
I was thinking of it. Oh yeah, AI, Afraid. That fucking sucked. But it was original.
I still enjoyed it. I was entertained. I ate popcorn.
But we recently watched not original, but I mean like it was based off of a book, Conclave.
Oh yeah,
that's
amazing
gonna
movie.
win so many awards. My boy Ralph Fiennes,
Wow.
I dare say, will finally get his little gold statue.
Oh,
he was
amazing.
incredible in that
and the
movie.
movie was amazing, which is weird because usually I would never go see like a drama about popes. That's not me. That was your choice. I just wanted popcorn, but it was incredible. Yeah, the whole time the movie.
And it had one of the best twist endings I have seen in a very long time.
And there were so many moments in the movie that were so relevant to what's going on.
The
in
twist ending
society.
itself was quite relevant
absolutely.
and well done. But yeah,
Absolutely.
John Lithgow, Stanley
loved
Tucci. You can't get enough Tucci, you know, and Ralph Fiennes.
How many days is there till Christmas? I feel like it's less than 38.
Oh, we've got this thing next to us
scary.
that says Santa stops in blank days.
How many days till Christmas?
37. What is it?
35.
Oh, shit. I thought I changed it yesterday, so I thought it was
It's
supposed
November
to be 37.
20th. We could have very easily figured out that there were 35 days.
Yikes.
What'd you say?
I said yikes.
How much does it bother you when somebody puts the emphasis on like the wrong syllable? Drives me nuts.
Like garage?
Oh, not this again. What did Becca say the other day? Garage. Let's talk about the things Becca says. Like,
Oh, can we just first say how incredible a human being Becca is?
of course.
But she has these isms.
Not but. I think they're the best part of her.
Just the other day, she sent me a voice message. We were talking about a movie, and she's like, oh, who's the director? Oh, it's not at the top of my head right now.
Not at the top of my head. Yeah.
But it's like she says these things. You understand perfectly what
Yeah.
she's saying.
It's on the tip of my tongue. It's probably what she meant to say.
Yeah.
Or it's not at the top of my mind. Or
A classic one of Becca's is, it takes two to swim.
that was one of my favorite because we were like having a huge argument and then we were like making up afterwards. And she meant
You were what?
Of
oh,
course.
making up. Okay.
we've made out. And of course,
Me too.
like, wait, what?
I don't know.
It takes two to tango is what she was going for, but it takes two to swim. And I just started thinking about it and how completely wrong, because if two people were to try and swim together, they would probably drown. It was just so great.
What's another one?
Another one is revenge is the best dessert.
That, see, again, you know exactly what she's saying.
And it makes sense almost more than the original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What did she say? Not my slice of cake. She said that to me once.
I like that.
I
That's not my
know.
slice of cake.
I know. It's so not my cup of tea. Oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Becca. This is one of the reasons I want to talk to her every day, is to just hear more. I just want more.
I want to talk to her every day.
Oh,
I
that's
talk to
nice.
Alyssa every day. She's my Becca.
Aw.
Yeah.
But she doesn't say funny things.
Oh shit.
Oh no, she does. She does. Just in a different way.
Yeah, they're not the same type of humor, so.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
type of human, which would be accurate.
Well, I guess also not the same.
Yeah.
Although when they met, I think they really clicked.
Oh yeah.
They met for the first time this year at our wedding.
That's weird that they never
reception
met
party.
before.
I know. But they did, and it was awesome.
Yeah, that's cute. What should we tease for next time?
Well, first of all, let's make it clear that Christmas is around the corner. Jen and I are big fans
think
of
the
that
people
holiday. And we're going to dedicate an entire Christmas special episode
Yeah.
to all things Christmas.
Including our favorite Christmas movies.
We're going to do things like discuss our individual top favorite Christmas movies and why they are such. Christmas songs.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll go as far as Christmas TV episodes.
Maybe
and then
we will.
We'll just talk
Who
everything
knows?
Christmas and why we love it so much. But we're going to save it for that one episode that'll come out obviously in December. Everything in our house has been Christmasified now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We're all set.
we'll hold off on too much Christmas talk until our Christmas special episode.
Say it one more time.
Episode.
Special, isn't it? You little monkey. All right. We'll see you for Christmas, everyone.
Well, that's not the next episode.
Oh, it's
but
not?
It's in the future. Well, like we still do a few more until the end of December,
Oh,
right?
God, I'm so tired. Okay. Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Don't forget to sign my podcast.
Bye.